Okay, this is for figure 2, question 3c. And the way we approach this problem is we'll start drawing from the inside out. We'll draw this keyway first using line commands, and then we'll create the outer circle followed by this ring of circles. For this ring of circles, we'll use the rotate array. Then we'll create the outer circle followed by the last one is the jagged edges. The jagged edges, if you notice, the dimensions are all given within this region here. So what it gives, the hint is we will start drawing this particular edge before we rotate the rest of the jagged edges. Without further ado, let's start. To start, I'll create the center line for the circle. Line again. Spacebar. And I need to switch between layers, and I go and I draw the first circle. The first circle is diameter 14, and I zoom in. Okay, and I know that the height of the whole entire keyway is 16.5. The radius of the circle is 7, so 16.5 minus 7, it's 9.5. So I enter in 9.5 over here, and I move towards the right by 2.5 because the width of the keyway is 2.5 millimeters, and I align it such that it goes vertically downwards, right, 90 degrees. Okay, and I move my mouse all the way until it reaches the circumference of the circle. You will see a green cross there, and that's where you can confidently snap to it. Now when this is done, what you can do next is you use the mirror command and you select the two items. Right click to accept the selection. Then they will ask you to specify the first point of the mirror. This is the first point, and the second point of the mirror can be anywhere along this line. As long as you see the white cross, you click enter. Okay, then press enter so that you do not erase away the source object because you want to keep it. Right, you can erase away this 9.5 line or the mirror line because you don't need anymore, and you want to trim the inside of the circle so that you have this very nice keyway that you have. Okay, the next circle that you want to draw is the outer circle, which is diameter 29. So you click here, 29. And then the next circle is the array of 6 circles around the pitch circle diameter of 62. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change back to center line, and I'm going to draw the pitch circle diameter of 62 mm. Okay, now with this you can choose to draw it at the top or at the bottom, it doesn't really matter. The diameter 19 hole, okay, we will select here, and the diameter is 19. Right, and what we'll do is that from here we will rotate, use the rotate command or the array command to create the other 6 holes, because you won't want to be drawing each of these 6 holes individually. So by default in your AutoCAD, you will see this array command. By default it's a rectangular array. Don't click on this, you need to click on the small little arrow so that it brings you down to a few selection, and you want to choose polar array. Polar means going in circles, right? So you choose polar array and you select the object that you want to array. Okay, right click to acknowledge that the object is selected. Then they ask you to specify the center point of the array. Where is it going to be rotated about? So it rotates about this center. Straight away it generates for you an array and of 6 items. You can actually change the items to 8, okay, or you can change it to as little as 4. Okay, so adjusting the array is really simple. You can click this array. Now if let's say you want to change it to be filled within different angles, right, this is a 360 degree fill. If you want it to be 270 degrees fill, right, it will limit itself from this all the way to here for 270 degrees, but for us right now it's 360 degrees. Enter, and this is the array command. Click OK to accept the array. Alright, now the next thing is we should not forget the center lines of the other circle. Okay, the center lines of the other circle, and what I do is I click over here, right? And you move over here and you lengthen it to just about here, and I select this and I lengthen. Sorry, let me try stretching along this line. Okay. Now I'm a bit concerned about this because it's no longer snapping. To be honest, I'm not very sure why. So when you're not confident that you are snapping along the line axis, the safer way, one of the safer techniques is you always draw a line over here and then you trim. Okay, you trim away the line and then you select these two lines and you press delete them. I know it's a longer way, but it's a safer option. Then what you can do here is that you need to draw this center line for the other 4 circles at the sides. So what you can do is you can use the mirror command. I select this as a mirror, select, and I'll select one point, I'll select another point, click enter, and I'll use the mirror command again to select this point and this point. I click mirror, I click mirror command and I select these two, right click to accept the selection, and there you go. Okay, now some of you may be asking, why don't I draw the center line over here and then rotate it with the center lines? Well, I could, but what will happen is that I will have an overlapping small center line in this circle and in this circle here, and it will be very obvious that there will be additional lines. And during the test, if you draw lines that overlap one another, you will lose some marks. Okay, after drawing this, we are going to draw the outer circle, and there is an outer circle of diameter 95. Diameter 95. So I'm going to click here, 95, enter, and then I'm going to change to center line again. I'm going to go on to the sawed edges, and I want to bring your attention to the right hand side, that you have the details over there, and you see that the peripheral of the tip of all the sharp edges is diameter 114. So you enter in 114, enter there. Okay, now how do we go about drawing the sharp edge over there? We can create a construction line, or we can create an outline. It's okay, and we give a value of the outline, maybe 100, tab, and this angle that we want to draw, okay, the angle that is given to us is 15. Alright, so we are using the relative polar coordinates. Okay, and from here you zoom in. Okay, we know that there is a 90-degree dimension over here. So what we do is we use the line command and we select the intersection and we click somewhere along this line, 90 degrees. So we need to use the snap function. We press Ctrl right click and we select perpendicular, and this will allow us to snap perpendicular to this line over here. Now once you have that ready, you can trim away the lines that you don't need, which is here. For me, I stop trimming, I just click delete here, and this is the one segment of the sawed edge. Now you need to look at the drawing and you need to realize how many jagged edges are there, and in a quadrant there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 4, 24. So there are 24 of them. You want to do a rotate array. You select these two items, okay, and then right click to accept, then you select the center. Okay, now the items that we have will be 24. It will be rotated about 360 degrees. That's what we have, and we click close array. Right, with that, this is done for this particular diagram picture, and the last thing we want to do, of course, is to tidy up our center lines. Okay, so we tidy up. So you see, when you do the lengthen command, you always make sure that you have the white cross to confidently know that you are not moving or veering off the original line. And you're not changing the angle, okay? Because once the angle is changed, your line will be misaligned. So sometimes if the angle doesn't snap for some reason, then what you should do is you can always draw another line and you can trim it away. Okay. So with that, I will call this done. Thank you very much for your attention.